What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here. Up $133 on the day. This day sucked, and we'll get into why in just a second. I was up about 250, lost it all, went negative, like negative 350, and then spent the rest of the day grinding it back. And I'll show you why as we get into trades. I'll try to go through them. There's so many of them, today was all about just being patient, not forcing anything, just I was up, then I was down, and just not trying to make stupid trades because I was frustrated that I was very green or decently green, and then went red. So actually, the the thing I was really watching out of the gate today was SFM, and I didn't get a trade on it. I thought that it would test this level down here on the daily. This is when the Amazon news came out that Amazon was buying Whole Foods. That day, it dropped and it hit 1930 area. And I thought over the past few days, SFM was coming down. I thought today would be the last day. I said it in chat. I said it in my Discord chat here. First off, if you're not a member of my free Discord chat, what are you waiting for? Get in here. I'm here to help. I'm here to help people trade. Get in here right now. Link is in the description down below. But anyway, I mentioned in chat today that that is the area I was going to look to play. And I didn't do it. I didn't do it at all. And I was watching for entries, and I had completely messed up this whole thing today. But anyway, first stock I was watching was Finish Line. This one, I didn't make a trade for the first hour of the day. It was just kind of stupid. The day was just stupid. My internet kept going out. It was just a rough morning. So anyway, my first trade 10:28, right? Okay, so what I was looking for is you can see it on the 1 minute, stair stepping up, and then this last pop sold off 100%. So when candle over candle popped up and it sold all the way off. Unlike this one where it popped up, sold off to, 25% and then moved back up. This one popped up, came down. So I was shorting this thinking, okay, now we've got the top is in, it's going to move down. So on the next pop up, I was going to short, and that's what I did right here. I shorted at 821. It's short share restricted, so you have to put your offer on the ask and wait for people to buy it. So anyway, I went short 821, got a pretty bad fill, came crashing down at 808. I took 2,000 shares right here. Came crashing down. As it was moving back up, I covered half, and then it popped up really fast, 100% the other way. So it was like, crap, I'm covering the rest. So I made about $60 on that trade. AAOI, this one was buyout news. You can see the volume, just nothing, 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 boom. Here it is on the 1 minute, nothing, 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 boom. I heard it on Benzinga. So I heard it. I first looked over here, it said it's at 52-week lows. The buyout price was in the 80s. I'm like, no one's buying a company at the 52-week lows. Come on, people. But I knew it was enough to pop the stock. I went long, 6109, right inside this candle here, 6109 right here. Got a quick pop, and I was trying to sell in the 20 range, but when I hit the market order sell, I only got filled for basically a 3-cent win. So, and then it decided to run all the way to 62.80. Another $2 basically from my entry point. So, not the happiest about that one, but nonetheless made a couple bucks on it. My next trade was a candle under candle play. We had you can see it on the 5 minute. We had the pop up, consolidate, pop up, and it was just all very spiky on these 5 minute plays. So it was a bearish sign for me. So at 11:02, I decided to go short right here. You can kind of see the spikiness of this thing. Just was kind of starting to go sideways. I went short at 8:55 right here, looking for the candle under candle in the 5 minute. We got it. You can kind of see this is a nice level of support. We broke that support, and I covered as it was breaking that support for about 9 cents, $90. My next trade was Foot Locker, and I played it in sympathy of FINL. As you can see here, around 11:30, it just started selling off. It was in this channel for a little bit. You can kind of see it bouncing around the Bollinger Bands, but then it broke through to the downside right here, and at the time, Foot Locker hadn't done that yet. It hadn't started selling off yet. So I went short Foot Locker in sympathy, at 35.20, right inside here, 35.20, and it broke down, and I covered for basically a 4.5 cent win, $45. I played this again short on FL. You can kind of see the support area right here. I was looking to break that. We had a little bit of a pop up. We're going candle under candles, so I went short in that area. I took 1,000 shares twice, basically at 11.59, right inside here, as it was kind of stalling out, dropped. Um, I ended up covering, a minute later at 35.13, right in there. So it didn't break down as fast as I wanted, but again, I wasn't up big on the day, so I'm just scalping at this point. So about a 3.5 cent win, $70. FINL, I was watching the 5 minute chart on this one. I went short and actually lost money on this trade. You can kind of see here, the pop up, come down, a lower high, pop down, another lower high, and I was really thinking, okay, we're going to curl and we're going to break this support right here. But what ended up happening is it didn't break the support here. It didn't break that 829 level, and it actually held it. And then the next candle opened up and went candle over candle, and that's where I got stopped out. I stopped out very quickly for a loss of about $25, and I'm glad I did because it ended up going, to like 53 or whatever. It would have been down quite a bit more. So just managing your risk. If a stock doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, cut it loose, move on. So SeaWorld, this one screwed me over. This is where everything, the wheels fell off, okay? So here's SeaWorld on the 5 minute chart. You can see kind of, and then boom, this candle right here. Let's look at it on the 1 minute. Boom, right? Boom, boom, boom. News hits that there's a lawsuit on the documentary Blackfish, okay? So I didn't know this at the time, but it ended up being rehashed old news from June. And that happens occasionally when you have these news sources. They're just trying to spit it out to you as fast as they can. Uh, it wasn't until 3 or 4 minutes later that I find out it was rehashed news, and the Benzinga guy came on and said uh, this news was actually from June, blah blah blah. And SeaWorld actually had a statement out saying this is from June, blah blah blah. So I went short when I heard the news, and I took 3,000 shares. I hit my short button 3 times, and I ended up covering at 13.13. We spiked down below 13. It was green. I was happy. I'm like, oh, this thing's gonna flush, whatever. Pops right back up. Not what you want to see when you are short. Okay. Then it started going higher than when the news came out. So I was getting very frustrated, going very red on it. It's up over $600 loss at one point. I didn't cover. And I just waited for the next moment that it gave me to get out. That was right here. We had a spike up, and inside this candle, I got out down here near the lows, I think it was. Yeah, below this candle, and just cut my losses, and it actually ended up going high day after that. So just crazy trade. It happens from time to time. You'll get burned on a news play, but more times than not, I make a crap ton of money on them, and I will play that again over and over again. Finish line. This one was still pushing green, and or not green, but definitely bouncing off the bottoms. So anyway, you had this 5 minute candle over candle, good volume, consolidating. It hadn't gotten a 5 minute candle over candle play until here, and that's what I was going to play, the 5 minute candle over candle. Let's see, I got in kind of inside this pop right here, I believe it was. No, I got in over here, 1301 at 8:38. Didn't go anywhere fast for me, so I sold, and as soon as I sold, boom, got the pop up at 8:48. So I made about $30, $15 on that trade. This one was, I was hoping for the break of 50, 850. There was a lot of resistance there, and it looked like if we could break 850, this thing would get moving again and start ripping and roaring, but it just couldn't do it. I went long basically at 850, hand on the trigger, looking to sell if it looked like it couldn't break through 850. It did not, and I sold, and as soon as I sold, the thing dropped 10 cents. So you can see a lot of other people had the same idea of buying into the 850. A lot of buys were going through, just couldn't break through it, and I sold $30 loss. NVDA. This one was some news. This one, Walmart, uh, there was news that NVIDIA, I think it was a tweet out by CNBC, I believe it was, or maybe it was Reuters, I can't remember. But it was news out that NVIDIA has been hired to power Walmart cloud servers. So that's a big win for the company. I expected maybe a 10, 15, 20 cent move out of the stock. It already popped up, um, or started popping up when I got in. It's also a 600 million share float and a $100 billion company, so it's not going to move very fast. So I took 500 shares. It was in the 90s on the ask, but the bid never would catch up. Finally, the bid got up to 164.90, and as soon as I hit the sell button, it dropped as well. I think everyone else just wanted to get out as well. So I only made, I don't even know what that is, $15 on that trade. Could have been a better win, but again, I'm trying to scalp here. I'm red on the day at this point. Red pretty good too, so just trying to take my first base hits over and over and over again. This trade, I tried to play the Bollinger Bands on it, FINL. It was still trying to break through 850 at the time. You kind of see here, it's just rocking the Bollinger Bands. So I played a Bollinger Band play. I tried to buy the bottom of the Bollinger Band. The only problem is as soon as I did that, it broke the Bollinger Band. I mean, it's just not my day. So I took 3,000 shares on this. I ended up losing $150 as I sold, as it broke through the Bollinger Bands here. And of course, as soon as I sold that, it did break 850, and then, after that, I would have sold as soon as it broke 850. So I wouldn't. So I'm kind of upset that it actually did bounce off of that and go for that 850 break, but it did, sell off quite a bit afterwards. So I guess, I'm okay with that loss, right? I went short Foot Locker here because FINL did that drop, right? The one I just got burned on. So I went short FL thinking that it was going to play in sympathy, but it did not. Instead, it decided to go high of day. Where did let's see, I actually added short. Did I cover? Where is it? All right, covered 3,000 shares when I was break even. So it went against me for a good bit. I covered over here when it broke through and got to the VWAP, or the bottom of the Bollinger Band, but it just wasn't moving like I thought it was. So I did add through this move up. It did break down. I was better green on it, but it just I was happy to get out. Basically break even. I think I made $10, $15 on this trade because my average was decent, but uh, not a huge fan of that. I don't know if I traded that anymore. We'll see. IMGN, this one, Lecrest, I think Lecrest, I can't even remember what firm it was, came out with an $18 price target on this thing. Complete joke. So when I heard that, I went long. It was already up about 20 cents. I went long. It popped up. I couldn't get a proper sell. So before it just ended up tanking on me because I thought the news was BS anyway. The upgrade to $18 price target was complete BS anyway. I sold all inside the same minute candle right through here near the high day. And I didn't get burned on it. It was basically break even on the trade. SFM, this was a pure volume play. I was kind of watching this. It kind of had a double bottom here, right? It's a nice support area. Go 5 minute candle over candle, and by the time I was able to get filled, it had already popped over. It broke through a couple levels here, so you can kind of see it. This level it broke through, and then this level it broke through, and I got filled as it was breaking this level. So that's kind of telling me that it's reversing trend, starting to move back up. Breaking two key levels like that. You can also look at it. Let me remove all that. You can also look at it like this. It's doing one of these, and you can make a wedge out of it, I guess. Do one of those. So it broke to the upside of the wedge. Uh, just bringing in buyers again. Also around the VWAP, so buying around the VWAP. I played it, grabbed about 2 cents out of that, $60. So I'm happy with that. Nickel and diamond my way back to green is what I'm trying to do. This next one was a break of this support level right here. You can kind of see we popped up, consolidating, pull back, popped up, pull back, and this time was this is on the 1 minute chart, so it's going to happen fast. This is a higher low than this one. So it's telling me hopefully we break this level right here and get the move up. I went long 1981 and a half basically, and got the quick pop up, sold almost at the top of this, 3,000 shares, 5 cent win, 1986, $150 right inside there, and it did sell off after that. So after it hit here, everyone sold, it dropped really quick, and I bought that weakness thinking it was kind of overdone. I bought it at 1980 and a half basically. Got a quick pop up. This one was a stop on quote. So I had my stop on quote. It was at 1985, right? Right here. 85, 86 was the L2. 1985, 1986. And I put my stop on quote at 1984. And as it flushed through here, it hit 1984, but I got filled at 1982 and a half. So there was a penny and a half slippage there, which is basically $50 in my world. So I wasn't too thrilled with that. It was a decent win. It turned out to just be, $70 instead of $150, or yeah, so, or $120. What can you do, right? So I was hoping this would break through 1990 and then 20 at the time. So that's why I was doing a stop on quote, basically a trailing stop behind it. So it didn't work out. Oh well. This next one was an L2 play. Same thing that kind of happened right here, where it broke through a high day and then sold off really quick. I was thinking the same thing would happen here. High day, sold off really quick, and I bought that weakness. This time it just didn't work out. It ended up going a little bit lower. So I was watching the L2. It's hard to see in a chart what the L2 is showing. So just basically got out break even on that one. But the last trade of the day was this guy, and I was looking for the break of 1990 with volume. You can kind of see the volume come in right here. So was watching it real tight action right here. I kind of see the pop up. We kind of went candle over candle right here, and it just didn't move. But this was a hammer. This was a nice candle. So I was optimistic that this thing wanted to go high a day and break 20. So at 1501 right here, I went long. I saw this dip and it got bought up completely, and then it started consolidating. So I bought that high here at 1990 basically, and I was just watching the L2, and it just started getting stacked on both sides. So one of them was going to give, and it just happened to break to the upside. You kind of see the volume coming in here, breaking to the upside. Sold half at 1998 just to lock in profit. Right here, so this candle broke through 20, and I sold almost top ticket. The high of the day is 2002, and I sold at 2001 and a half. So that trade right there got me green on the day. I'm happy to be green. It's so frustrating. I was so looking forward to be done a little early today because I have things I needed to do, but I had to stick around and try my best to turn green. So anyway, patience paid off. Not over. I mean, it was a lot of trades, but they were planned out. And just a lot of trades doesn't mean you're over trading. Over trading is when you're trying to make trades and there's nothing there. And I felt every time I was pushing that buy or sell button or short button that there was something there, and that was the key of today. So what I'm watching for tomorrow, SFM. I think it's going to sell off probably the VWAP today. Maybe tomorrow it starts red and then goes red to green. That's what I'm kind of watching for tomorrow. But other than that, I'm just happy to be green. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can find me on StockTwits or Twitter. You can also find me in my Discord chat, which link for that is in the description below. Or if you're on StockTwits right now, just go to my profile. I put the link to the Discord in there. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help. I am 100% free. I do, if you have any questions on chat rooms or anything, I do point you to the chat rooms I use, and I just ask that you use my affiliate link. It helps the channel out, and helps it keep it free. I don't want to charge anybody for my Discord. I want to keep it free, and for those people that do sign up for my affiliates, I do appreciate it wholeheartedly. It really does help out quite a bit. So All right, I will see you guys in the next video.